Wake up, sleepyhead. Bedtime's over. What happened? Do you know where you are? Who you are? Please. What next? Of course I remember. I mean, up to a point. Careful. Yeah, I remember. Yes. Apparently, some of us were unable to come to terms with your decisions. Looks like they'd been planning this for some time. Repairing the turret, filling it up with stolen, and then, when the time came, and they took off into the desert. Took off with our supplies, and you just stood and watched? No, I was busy fighting for your life. That blow caught you off balance. You fell and punctured your helmet. Luckily, we had some Madrigal in the med bay. Well, at least I thought that would work. But after the injection, you just turned blue and started... Of course I did. Yes, well, I know that now. I'll probably need to get tested too when I'm back on Earth. From someone who knows you best. Of course, it would have been much quicker if but I guess he was too busy despairing about our situation in his cabin. Yes. Fortunately, all of this happened. We're lost? The navigation system's down. The storm is everywhere. We've been circling blindly for days. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but frankly, the base is close to breaking down. The storm's been putting it under a lot of pressure. It's been quite intense. Is there no good news at all? I mean, we're closer to the finish line, right? Sure. Easy as that. Just so you know, we have been trying. And with all the time we've lost, I'd say we're one mistake away from failing the mission. We need to stop drifting aimlessly. Pick a direction. Well, okay. I was hoping things would change but I suppose it's gonna... Well, I'm sorry to... I'm not superhuman, you know? How am I supposed to... Well, superhuman or not, you're still gonna have to... Bullet? I didn't want to stress you immediately. Some messages in the comms room from before we... Okay, just...
Merkez terk etmiş bizi. Vay anasını.
So, I talked to your... and he filled me... Damn it, Jan. You're farming people to extract brain cells now. That person, your copy. If only you had the patience. This whole Project Ela. Maxwell, do you label your alters with Did he tell you what happened? Well, maybe you should ask. Or maybe you... I guess not much can... I should turn you in. Both... But... I can't. I wish I'd never called you in the first place. You'll just have to deal with it on...
Jan, Maxwell... Whatever is good... Please. Please try to... Humanity needs you. I just hope... It's just... very... more...
Find me when you're done with those calls. ball? Who takes a soccer ball to space? So, yeah, well, I don't know what the scientists told you, but we'll never get out of this.
Yerinde dur amına koyayım, peşinden geziyorum ya.
Looks like the mess is big. Yes, we've waited long enough for you to come to, but we need decisions. What's the... The plan is simple. We need to get out of this sand. I never thought I'd say it, but I miss the technician. He knew that navigation system inside out. We'll be fine without him. That's what I'm counting on. Because we can't afford another day of drifting aimlessly in this storm. This is not a joke, Jan. The mission, Rapidium, you decided, but it came with a price. I'd hate to know we paid that price for nothing. I did what it took to save you. But it looks like my motives were I'm sorry. As your captain. No need to blame yourself. What do you mean? Just take a look at the branchings available in the QC. But a captain? No. It was... Huh. That sounds sad. So... well, this... What? That he and Lucas used the mind records in AAA. You're not really thinking we should try and repeat that. Oh, I agree, it could be dangerous, but... Fine. What's the plan? Just go into the womb, I'll plug you in, load Maxwell's code, and... Testing on production? Oh, I had to say goodbye to my standards the moment I woke up. All right, I'm activating the procedure. Any last words? Yeah, is it okay to have second thoughts about... overriding my car? Is it over? Ah, shit. We're still in the storm. What the hell?
Gerçek değil ya.
Hey, someone's there. Wait. Am I losing my mind? Damn it. What was that? Hey, is that a baby? What's going on here? I recognize this.
You're no good. You hear that? No good! Filthy!
Mom. No matter what I do, you're gone.
Maybe you should have run faster.
What the hell? Who are you? What are you doing here?
I am you, Jan. Just different.
Is this a dream?
No, Jan. You just woke up, remember?
This is not real. It's not really happening, right?
Why would you think it's not happening? Your mind is here. Isn't that real enough? The better question is, why are you here?
I just wanted to find a way out. I thought that maybe if I changed...
Changed? You can't just start being someone else all of a sudden. Didn't pop.
I'm not my father.
Maybe not. But aren't you doing what he did?
That's not true.
Do you really believe that? What if deciding, making choices, it's crossed your mind, hasn't it? Does it really matter what I do, where I go, what I say? Am I the captain of my ship? Or does it take its own course regardless of what I do? You're wrong. I create my future.
Hey, wait, how?
How do you know what I'm going to say? Cut it out.
Cut it out.
But you haven't been... It breaks my heart to see you so absorbed in that hole, using your altars to revisit problems you've been very busy. But still, instead of moving...
I know now that I could have been there for her. If I had taken a different path.
She's gone, Jan. She always was. There was never anything you could have done.
Where's he gone? Oh, this is crazy. Is that you?
Was a mistake. Why didn't you fight for us? We weren't meant for each other. I tried.
Why didn't you fight for us?
What is going on with me?
Stay together.
It's over.
Don't go. Wait.
I guess you two just weren't meant to be together.
Lena! You again.
Not my fault you're caught up in there. In that big round base of yours.
I'm moving
Yes. To stop short on the wrong side of a press. Her parents were mad at her when she dumped that law student for you. The unemployed miner son with no prospects. And you wanted to impress them with what? A house with a garden, a steady job, and is that why you were so afraid of losing that house and going abroad with her? Because you knew her parents. Just look at your alters. Don't you think any one of them would impress her more than the average warring Yondolski?
She fell in love with the person I was, not with who I could have been.
Love. Can you even tell what's real? How many times did you wonder that maybe you're not a version of you who actually deserved to live? Because he always knew what to do, because maybe that way he...
What a ridiculous thought.
No more ridiculous than the other thoughts you've had about yourself. I'm just saying what you're thinking.
Hey! Please, don't go! What the fuck? No! Where are you going? Hey, you.
You can do it.
You're not cut out to be a leader.
Don't quit now.
Suffocating!
Run faster!
God, help me! I'm suffocating! I need air! Help! I'm suffocating! John!
Help! John, please! Help! John, help me! Help! John, please! This is your captain! Open the door! Please! Don't let me die!
I'm sorry, Captain. I can't help you. I'm sorry.
They were dead before you got to them.
They needed my help.
Believe me, there's nothing you could have done for them.
All this time, and I still don't understand what happened.
I'm sure you have some smart theories up your sleeve.
Maybe Maxwell did it. He's got...
And why would he kill everybody?
Maybe he knew there was rupidium here. And he wanted someone to get stranded with it. And I was the best choice because he thought...
Really? You see, I think the answers were always...
What?
You know there was an oxygen leak during the landing. You got that information. And you also know what the quantum computer is. How it operates.
To bring back rupidium.
That's right. Its role is to ensure the success of the mission. And it looks like in the face of an emergency, there was only enough oxygen for one person. And the QC had to calculate the probability, as it always does. No judgment, no reading tea leaves, just pure data analysis to give the answer who had the biggest chances of completing.
And it was.
Yes,
How do you know all?
because you know it. But you are so focused on your mistakes.
Because I feel that I can learn from them. And figuring out how to avoid bad choices.
What is a bad choice, really? You feel you could have made a lot of different decisions in your life, but without those choices, good or bad, you wouldn't be who you are. Maybe it's not you who make mistakes can have good consequences too, you know.
Like what? Letting...
Maybe conflicts can open new.
What do you...
Find and follow your disobedience. You've spent a lot of time on this planet escaping the sun, facing the darkness. Maybe it's time you started looking through the darkness and notice the light.
The light? What light? Hey.
Looks like I'm back. It does. And you're cognizant. You've been... No. So, did it work? No. But at the same time. So? Things I sort of knew, but it's called the So, my subconscious told me that instead of trying to fix my old life, it was... I'm sure it was. Did your subconscious by any chance... Yeah. We should look for the rebels. The rebels. My subconscious seems to believe... Well, that vehicle is definitely more maneuverable than our... He said something about... That make any sense to you? The light? Seriously? Doesn't the tur emit any light? Well, probably. But in case you haven't noticed, there... Wait a minute. What? Tell me. Low frequency... Oh, now you're confusing me. That could be it. Yeah, the navigation system. And that means if there was a source of artificial light somewhere nearby... And follow it. Right. If the technician really did find a way through the storm, and the tur vehicle is... Your subconscious... Oh, you never doubted that, did you? Out of the storm. I don't want to be disproportionately enthusiastic, but it seems like our idea worked. Our idea? Yes. We brainstormed, didn't we? Sure. Shouldn't it be here? The exploration vehicle? We're close to the rendezvous point. It can't be far. Hello? Yeah, so did I. And
What? You're...
I guess they were so uneasy about their future. Apparently, they thought they'd be better off.
You mean they ran away?
They took the exploration vehicle.
Tell me not all...
No.
The ship is...
Ready? What? Wait a minute. Aren't you the head of mining operations? Aren't these your people?
They might answer to me, but their paychecks are signed by Ally Corp. And if you confront them with your alters, they will have to react. The board will not tolerate anything that could cast even the slightest shadow on the legitimacy of this operation. And the rescue team is on their leash. Do I have to spell it out to you? They will have your alters killed.
What? Killed? What kind of a rescue team are they?
They're a special ops unit. Military men.
You could have told me earlier.
Please, Jan. You always knew their primary mission was to escort the most precious cargo mankind has ever seen. Did you really expect them to arrive unarmed?
So you lied to me. That you'd prepare them.
I told you I'd test the waters, and that's what I did. But there is a lot of pressure on your success, Jan. A lot of anxiety amongst the top management. They can sense the vultures hovering around them, waiting for any sign of a slip-up. And they won't let them smell blood. They won't expose themselves.
So what exactly is your plan?
The rescue team will arrive shortly before sunrise. You have time until then to come up with a way to smuggle your alters on board. In the meantime, you need to keep collecting rubidium.
Yeah, sure. Once we take off, what happens then?
You will all go into cryosleep, and as the ship approaches Earth, Lucas will take remote control over it and modify the coordinates. The ship will land in a secluded location I've been preparing.
And what about the crew?
They'll be in cryosleep during the landing. And by the time they wake up, we will be far away. I have a lab ready, and a guarantee of immunity from people who understand. I'm moving operations to a more science-friendly region, somewhere Ally Corp won't get to us. And, most importantly, where nobody will ever find your alters.
So, you're really doing it? You're going rogue?
I won't sugarcoat it. We've come too far together for that. If you wanted to hate me, I probably gave you enough reasons by now. Truth is, when I first heard about you, your situation, well, I'd be lying if I said it all came together immediately. On the contrary, I didn't hope for much. An accidental castaway with no qualifications, all alone, burdened with such a responsible task. But when Lucas told me you did it, you created your alter and managed to convince him to cooperate with you, I couldn't help but fantasize about where this could go. Can you see? I've been waiting for something like this ever since they shut down Project Elah.
You never stopped dreaming about reviving it.
You wouldn't be so surprised if you knew what we could achieve.
By altering mine records? What exactly were you up to?
We were exploring unconventional methods of helping war veterans suffering from PTSD. Instead of teaching them to cope with traumatic memories, we wanted to eradicate and replace them with positive ones. The idea was to prove that there are no different rules governing the mind and the body. Both can be treated by replacing a broken part with a healthy one.
And did you succeed?
We were close. But even if we had been allowed to finish that stage of the project, I had much bigger ambitions. Take, for example, the possibilities of re-socializing criminals by altering the experiences that led to their corruption. But why not go even further? Why should we limit ourselves to thinking only about altering the past? Why not be able to influence the future?
What? How?
The Tree of Life. You've seen yours, but it's just a projection, a rudimentary interface. Think about it. What if it was no interface, but an integrated part of the human mind, allowing us to live our lives exactly the way we should?
The way we should? What? You mean, make the right decisions?
Exactly. The human cognitive system enhanced in a way evolution failed to do in millions of years.
Wow. That sounds completely unrealistic.
I prefer the term difficult, but Rapidium can help make it so much easier. Imagine a world where nobody ever takes the wrong turn. Children are never harmed. There are no court misrulings because there is no crime. Greedy and corrupt individuals never come to power, and because of that, wars never break out. Can you see now why your success meant so much to me? Do you not understand that giving Rapidium away for any other purpose would mean robbing humanity of its biggest evolutionary leap since we crawled out of the primordial soup? Do you still think there is a better purpose for your altars than to contribute to all that?
I'm not their owner. They're people in their own rights. I can't decide their fate for them.
That's very noble. But in a way, you've already done that when you created them. Look, all I'm asking is several weeks in a lab where I can run some tests on them, collect data, and prepare for the bigger leap.
And then what? You let them walk free?
You know I can't do that. It would be too risky for both of us and for them. But I could guarantee them a comfortable life. They would be hidden from the eyes of the world.
Imprisoned.
The only alternative for them is to be disposed of by the corporation, like waste. I think you need to take a breath. There's a lot to think about. How to smuggle your altars aboard that ship, for one. But first, you have to guide their navigator to your exact position. They'll need you to mark the spot with a beacon. Start with that, and then I trust you'll figure out what to do next.
Yeah, sure. By the way, I wasn't an accidental survivor.
What do you mean?
The quantum computer chose me. Seems I was the one who had the biggest chance of making it.
Well, doesn't that just prove my point? We are capable of so much more than we think, Jan. All we need to do is open the door and let that potential in. You'll hear from me again before the ship lands. Good luck, Jan.
rocks. They're shaped like trees. What are they really? that light. I need to get there.
I'm done here. Should I do this now?
my stuff landed here. Tire tracks. It must be the tour vehicle. At least I know which way they went.
low on rad filters.
Yap amına koyayım, niye yapmıyorsun? Var ya işte görevde.
Detectors and cargo left. Maneuvering here must have been a nightmare. Holy fuck. What's happening to me? Nice. I don't know that movie.
Hangi kafayla yaptığınız zaman.
Would you look at that? I found my Boy Scout badge. Go fierce ocelots.
Bunu bulmam lazım.
Something wrong? Yeah, the computer in the lab is lagging. We've almost made it. I almost... I thought you'd like to know the first thing that came to my mind. Really? What? Well, it behaved as if the reality around me suddenly split up into many different fragments. Wise of you to bring it to me. Any observations on interaction? Well, it didn't seem to do anything specific to me physically. No radiation. But it sure was messing with my brain. Felt as if I was in several different places at once. In a way, you might have been. Huh? You mean? Remember how I told you that anomalies are places where our world intersects with the integral? Well, what you're describing suggests a distortion in which it comes into contact with not one, but many proximity planes. Entering it is likely to evoke a sensation of being in several parallel realities at the same time. Calling it a prism is accurate, because it refracts your consciousness into many simultaneous states. Neat. Who needs altering, huh? Take it easy. It's just a sensation. You'd best not spend too much time inside them. Plus, I suppose it must make exploration very inconvenient. Can I destroy them like the others? It should be possible. You just need to locate all of its cores and take them down one by one. All right. Thanks for the tip.
Büyük değil mi ya? Find some time for me? We gotta talk. Jeez, I packed a lot of stuff.
I'm done here. Should I do this now?
Those rocks look like they collapsed recently. There's definitely something on the other side, but I can't drill through here.
My God. Looks like we're low on rad filters.
Okay, this looks promising. Is that a shelter? There you are. You okay? Huh? Seriously? That what you want to talk about? What the hell were you thinking? You got some guts to follow us all the way down here. Don't you get it? The party's over.
Bu ne zaman bir yaşadır bilmiyorum ki insanlar burada mı?
You're going
Tek
to
başına
die
oynayamam.
if you stay out here any longer. Anything's better than serving as lab-grown meat for Maxwell's experiments. You're right. It was a mistake to trust him. I learned, to be honest. Oh yeah, your mistakes actually have consequences for others. Admitting to them. So, how do you intend to survive the sun? In the tour vehicle? Are you kidding me? That thing is good protection against only a proper shelter will. And this, so that's what you're building. Yeah. And it's no picnic. So, why don't you get back to your base and just let... That's a really stupid idea. You'll never make it on time, not without the infrastructure, supplies. Well, that's not your problem, is it? Don't you have better things to do than hang around here and waste my time? 'Cause you're right about one thing. Supply... Can I get you any... I don't want any help from you. Awesome. Another movie.
Manyetik fırtına bizi öldürür mü ya acaba? Malzeme paketi.
Any progress with finding the turvy?
I found they're alive.
What for?
They're building a shelter.
Oh, please. They should be putting those skills to use here. Help.
Niye sağ o tarafa doğru gidiyorlar? Bu taraftaki yatakhaneyi niye beğenmiyorlar?
That's just stupid. They need our
Ne
help,
yapayım?
so
İki
why
kişisiniz
not
yine
come and
kavga
get it
ediyorsunuz. Sikeceğim
themselves?
belanızı.
I agree. That's very odd. Who knows what they're scheming?
You wanted to talk about something? Yeah. Thanks for checking up on me. I know you're dealing with a lot.
Yeah, so, why don't you...
Sure, yeah. I'm...
Just tell me what it is you...
Yeah. I've waited, not doing a single... And now, what if this... Don't worry. Just don't... If you want to say no to... But
So,
well... But what matters? After
you were simply angry at what life did.
I was miserable. And then... Wrong. Well...
And you want to do something just for yourself.
In a way, yeah.
Oh.
I really don't want to...
And where the hell are you gonna get wood?
Well... You seen those tree-like structures? So am I, right?
You want to carve that?
If you happen to run... Of course, I'm gonna...
Okay.
Thanks,
But you're gonna...
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
I found the turf.
You found...
Yeah. I was wondering...
Out of pity? Huh. You think...
You tell me.
Well, I think... But... What if... Maybe we should...
Evacuation functionality.
Acaba ölecek miyiz yine?